Hey everybody, it's Adam, live and in person for you. Hey everybody, it's Adam, wonder who he'll interview. CallMeAdam.com.
Hey everyone, it's Call Me Adam, and we are here live in New York City with Lady Haha herself, comedian Rita Rudner.
That's me, because I want to be with it, Lady Haha. Yeah,
Yes.
That's me.
Yes.
Am I with it now?
You are with it.
Okay, because
yes.
I thought I was without it.
No, you are with it.
I'm with it.
Yes.
Okay. Oof.
Yes. You are coming back to the New York stage with your original Off-Broadway musical, Choose a Crowd, which you wrote along with your husband, Martin.
Yes, I find it better that I write with my husband rather than a different woman.
That's a good match.
Mm-hmm.
So what made now the right time to return to the New York stage?
I've been offered a few things in New York, and life changes, doesn't it?
Yes.
Because I would have crawled over broken glass to get a part in New York City. And I danced and sang and acted on Broadway for 10 years
Yes.
when I was in my 20s. And then when I became a comedian and I got some sort of a name, and people started saying, would you like to come to New York and be in a show and do parts? And I'd say, no, why would I want to do that? Because I live in Las Vegas and I have a daughter and I have a husband and I have a show that I do every night, and I can say exactly what I want to say and wear what I want to wear and do what I want to do. And I only work for an hour and a half and I don't have to dance or perspire or anything. So I've always said no. But then we bought a beach house in Laguna Beach in California, and there was a theater next door, right? And so we could say, we kept looking, there's a theater next door, there's a theater next door. So Martin and I started writing plays, and we wrote this play called Choose a Crowd. It's a musical, and we used local talent, and we did some performances in Laguna, the little theater, and it went really, really well. And then we got asked to do a show, our show in 59 East 59th Theater. And then we said we can't do it again because we have a daughter and she's going to be in her senior year in high school. We don't want to miss it. And then they said, what if we did it in the summer? So my whole family is here. I don't break up the family, except I didn't bring the dog. And there's a doggy daycare center next door to the hotel. But I just didn't want to discommode the dog because my life is centered around dogs, family, daughter, husband, and then show business. So we left the dog to be comfortable, and the whole family's here. Molly, our daughter's working backstage. Martin is producing and directing. I'm singing and vocalizing and hopefully being very funny. And we open July 15th or the 13th, one of those.
July 13th.
Oh, see, I was so close.
You were actually,
I'm always really close.
Yes.
Like I almost get a phone number right. I almost get I almost get the date right. So I almost got it right. July 13th.
Yes.
July 13th, and we'll be singing and dancing, and we want you to come see it.
That's amazing. Now, what do you relate to? Now you play Wendy in the show.
I do.
So what do you relate to most about her?
Wendy is a control freak, and I'm not a control freak. I'm kind of free spirit. I told you I almost get places, and people have to say, why did you? Yeah, this is how bad I am. We had a vacation in Hawaii, and I wrote down that we left a day earlier than we did, and we were at the airport the night before. It's just, I'm a mess. So I've known many control freaks, and I channel them, and I also find that we were able to incorporate a lot of humor in it because of my career as a stand-up. And you know what? I know this is going to come as a shock. So are you sitting down?
I am sitting.
Yes.
Yes.
I knew that. I just said that. I just said, are you sitting down?
Do you want me to stand up and then sit back down?
No, I'm
Okay.
comfortable with the way we've done
Okay,
it.
great.
I knew. Anyway, always thinking. So, okay, here's the shock.
Okay.
Are you still sitting down?
I'm still sitting down.
There aren't many leads for women over 60. Yes, who would have thought? So I wrote a part for a woman over 60, and I get to play it, and I get to talk about all the trials and tribulations older women go through.
Oh my God, I love
and
it.
they're funny, so that's why I did. You want to look around and see what isn't in the landscape, in the theater landscape, and that's not in the theater landscape. And who buys more tickets to plays than women over 60? Nobody. So I said, let's go for who I know who I am.
So what's one characteristic of Wendy's you're glad that you don't possess yourself?
I have this theory in my life that if something isn't important, don't stress about it. Because who cares, you know? So who cares? I mean, this woman is crazy, and she watches the Travel Channel, and she's afraid the hotel didn't change the sheets. She brings her own sheets, she brings her own towels, she disinfects everything. I mean, I sit next to these people on planes, and they practically take a shower in the seat next to me. You know, they're wiping everything down. This woman next to me on the plane to New York, she gave me wipes and said, I think you should wipe yours too. I said, okay, if you want me to wipe it, I'll wipe it, but you know, I'm good. So I think you should stress about things that are important. And I think that's why I've been married for 31 years, because I ignore a lot of things. And unless it's important, don't focus on it.
Yeah.
So I go, and with a teenager, it's hard, because you can't fight about everything.
Right.
And I have a friend who doesn't have children. She said, I wouldn't let my daughter do this, I wouldn't let my daughter. I said, you know, you start out like that, and you say, this is what used to be in my act. You want them to eat green vegetables. In the end, you're happy if they drink green beer. You know, St. Patrick's Day. So you just have to judge what you're going to do and what you're going to be upset about. And this woman is upset about everything. And she has to spend a weekend in Las Vegas with a stranger in her room, because they've double booked the room and it's a sold out weekend. And both of them refuse to move. So it starts out as Choose a Crowd starts out as kind of a traditional odd couple, but it ends up being something hopefully much more.
Now, what is it like to work with your husband Martin? Because you've written plays together, you've written films together.
I met him because he produced comedy shows.
Yes.
He wrote comedy in England. He was president of the Footlights at Cambridge, which is a famous comedy troupe, and we just do that together. And we get along very well because we have the same sense of humor. And it's different. Like if I would have married a lawyer and said, let's write comedy together. No. But that's what he did, and that's what I do, and we laugh at the same things. Choose a Crowd is totally original. It's a homemade musical. I say it's a difference between buying a pie at Food Town and making a pie at home. We made our pie at home.
I love it. And we need more original musicals, so
I hope so, and we need more musicals for older people.
Choose a Crowd is a new musical about risk, reconciliation, and room service.
Yes, because it takes place in a hotel.
Yes.
And if there's one thing I know, living in hotels. Because before I was a performer in Las Vegas, where I had an actual home, I was on the road for quite a long time.
Yeah.
And I know what it's like. So a lot of the humor derives from living in, being in a room with another person, being in a hotel where everything is sold out and the services are questionable. And also, what I'm most excited about is the original songs. No, I'm excited about the whole thing. But we found a really, really wonderful songwriter. His name is Jason Freddy. And the music is more Beatles. It's more rock and roll. He's English and grew up on the Beatles. So the music is a kind of a rock musical, but it's not like a hard rock musical. It's a soft kind of a rock feeling.
Oh,
so,
terrific.
and I get to talk to the audience, and not only do we break the fourth wall in our show, we break the fifth wall because we talk to the band.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it's really fun. It's all different.
I love it. There's a lot of demolition. I love it.
We do.
Me
I
too.
love demolition,
Yes.
especially when I'm not demolishing.
Yes. So with the musical being about risk, reconciliation, and room service, what is the biggest risk you've ever taken?
Stopping dance to go to comedy. Because when I was 27, I had been on Broadway for 10 years, and I never thought I would ever do anything except dance on Broadway. And then I said, I don't want to do it anymore. But I kind of did it like gradually, where I still went to ballet class every day at 10. I still auditioned for commercials. I did commercials. But I no longer ever wanted to look at another Broadway show and audition for it. I just didn't want to, which is weird because I grew up, that's all I wanted to do.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that was a big step, leaving a dance career, because I started dancing when I was 4 and I stopped when I was 30.
Wow. That's incredible. And I mean, but look how well the risk paid off.
It was the best decision I could have ever made, because I don't think I would want to be a dancer on Broadway in my 60s.
Yeah.
How's that going to work? Yeah, not going to work out. Well, I did notice that George Burns was still working, and Sid Charisse hadn't had a job in quite some time. I said, so longevity lies in standing still.
Yes. Yes. That's a good one. I like that. Do you have a favorite room service story, like where the best room
Yes.
service was?
No. Well, I have one room service story where I was traveling so much that I ordered breakfast and I pressed room service and I said, I'd like breakfast in room 2247. And they said, this hotel only has 10 floors. And I said, does that mean you're not coming? Because I was in the hotel before, of the night before. So I didn't know where I was. So I'm glad you liked that one.
Great, I do. I love that
Yeah.
one. I just want to end with a few rapid fire questions.
And I'm going to rapid fire answer.
Terrific. I love it.
And if I can't think of an answer, I'll just yell out a number.
Okay.
Okay.
Terrific. Favorite color M&M?
27. No, I'm just kidding. I don't like to play favorites. Plaid. No, I like everything pink. If it's pink, I buy it. I'm so pink or like a fuchsia. Like a fuchsia thing. I didn't bring my handbag down, but Martin bought me a fuchsia handbag for Christmas last year, and I love it.
I love it. I love it.
Fuchsia, some bright pink.
Oh, like my index card.
That's it.
Yes.
This is the color.
That
if it's
is
here,
it.
I love it. That's it.
That's wonderful. Favorite go-to emoji when texting?
My butterfly.
Oh,
I love my blue butterfly. I do it to everybody because it doesn't say like the heart that I say to my husband and my daughter, but it still says I care.
Yes.
Because butterflies, I love butterflies because they're always dressed up.
Peanut butter, crunchy or smooth?
Smooth.
Yes.
You know, I like peanuts or I like the peanut butter. I don't want them together.
Yes.
Also, nuts and ice cream, no.
Oh, yeah.
Nuts, yes. Ice cream, yes. My favorite food. That's my favorite.
What's your
food.
favorite ice cream flavor?
Well, I'm very boring and I really love vanilla. You just give me vanilla Dairy Queen and I'm just happy for a month.
Oh my God, I love it. I love it. Now, if you got, okay, so I saw one of the posters for the show is a slot machine.
Yes.
And it has, one of the designs on there was like the silhouette of a woman. So I'm gonna guess that's Wendy.
Yes, that's Wendy.
So if you got 3 Wendys, what would you want to win?
Well, it's my theme of the show, which is how to forgive people after they've let you down in a substantial way. So I think 3 Wendys would mean forgiveness.
That's wonderful. And that's a wonderful way to end the interview.
And don't forgive me because I haven't done anything wrong. We've been perfect and we've had a good time.
Yes.
And we thank you for joining us.
And I know everybody watching is going to come see Rita in Two's a Crowd at 59 E59 Theaters, July 13th through August 20. Oh my God, I'm going to be like you and almost get it right. 25th.
I know that one because I go home on the 26th.
Well, thank you so much.
You only have one life, make it pink.
He'll get the dirt and the scoop and the story, for he happens to be in the know. Just ask anybody who's had Adam lives for the business of show. Call me Adam.com.